Welcome to YYC Business Speed Dating with Magic Mike. Book your free business video spotlight at YYCBusinessSpeedDating.com.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Business Speed Dating with Mike.com. Today's guest is Nathan Porter from ForsightSolutions.ca.
Okay, we're live. Perfect. Okay, good thing it's not live streaming and I'm editing this. We can include the laughter in there. That's always good.
There you go.
You know, you're not picking me apart like the first guy. It's like, okay. It's like, why is this mic in my face? I'm like, well, move it to the side then. Super professional. So
there you go.
Exactly. Hi, my name is Mike Duffy, author of Brand Sharks, Unstoppable Strategies for Business Leaders. I'm also producer of MupoEntertainment.com's technology show, Don't Get Hacked, Call Me for Help, and founder of Calgary's cybersecurity startup, DontGetHacked.ca. Welcome to YYC Business Speed Dating with Magic Mike. That's me. My guest today on Business Speed Dating is fellow Calgarian Nathan Porter. Nathan, look at the camera and explain exactly what do you do in your business?
Sure. Thanks, Mike. And first of all, thanks for the opportunity. It's a pleasure reconnecting with you after 20 years.
It's been a while.
Been quite a while.
Nobody knows that. We kind of know each other, but not really.
From 20 years ago. And lo and behold, we met at a networking event and figured out we did know each other from 20 years ago. So go figure. What does Foresight Search Solutions do? First, the main thing we do is we help companies and local employers find talent, find employees in what is a difficult market. And we do it through really two aspects. Obviously, traditional recruiting, where you're putting advertisements up, people are applying, you're screening them, all that kind of thing. And we typically do 12 to 15 job boards per position. And then secondarily, what's known as headhunting, which is looking for people not in the non-active market to suggest a position to them, opportunities to them, and see if it's something they'd like to make a change within their career. What makes us a little bit different than other recruiting companies is really our focus is small to medium businesses. When I was developing Foresight Search Solutions, my real focus was how to use automation, how to use technology, how to use various tools to automate where possible while still keeping a human connection in order to get price points down to be applicable to small to medium business. That's a snapshot of what we do.
Okay. So who exactly is your ideal client type? Like what industries are you providing this service to?
It's a mix of industries. I would be what's known as a generalist in the recruiting space. I've been doing it for 15 years. We do have a focus on a variety of like accounting positions, chartered accountants, mid to high level management, sales related positions. I'm working on an executive director for a nonprofit right now. So it is kind of a wide swath, but it's really mostly focused on small to medium business who really don't have the tools to do effective recruiting. It's not an area of knowledge. They're doing a million other things. How can we absorb that and find the right people for the right position?
What's the favorite part of your job?
Meeting with people like you.
Perfect.
No, actually, it's kind of interesting. So it takes us a while in life to find our niche. I've always had a natural curiosity in people, what makes people tick, people's stories, and interviewing and working in the recruitment industry is a perfect spot for that, where you're meeting with people and you're trying to figure out what makes them tick, and what makes them tick is what makes them a good fit within a position. So that process of learning about people is something that's natural to me, and why I like it.
Okay, perfect. And are you limited to any service area? I'm assuming you can headhunt all across Canada, or I know you're in Calgary, but some businesses are just only servicing the Calgary market. Business like mine, I'm worldwide. I can, do IT management wherever. So
yeah, so I'm similar to you. I operate strictly virtual for the most part. I could be anywhere, but my real focus and current focus in terms of locations is Toronto and Calgary.
That's
markets.
how I knew you, because I got your business card. I'm like, Toronto, I know, and Nathan Porter in Ontario.
Yes,
So
20 years ago, once again.
20 years ago, we may have chatted a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
The other quick, sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
The other thing I will mention is, primarily what we do is the search function. So we find an employee that's going to be a permanent employee at the client, and how we bill is based on a percentage of the annual salary, which is typical recruiter fees in that sense. But we also handle some for select positions, some temporary or short-term contract.
I've been involved with. I've had clients who've been headhunters or temporary staffing.
Yeah.
So I kind of have an idea of how their business model works, but of course I'm dealing with their technology and making sure all that stuff works, and hearing about how their day goes, and interviewing candidates and all that stuff. So
you see a little bit of everything in our industry.
Yeah. And how long have you been in this industry?
It's been 15 years.
Okay.
I was doing some interviewing and hiring back, actually, when we were aware of each other back in that day. But I've been specifically in the recruiting industry for 15 years, my own business for 5.
Okay. But you're new to the Alberta market, right? Or
been here a year.
Yeah, you've been here a year. Okay. And were you doing any of that in Alberta before you moved here?
Yes. I had a client, one primary client, but the secondary client as well, that was expanding into Alberta. So I'd helped them hire a number of people prior to me relocating here.
Okay.
Which is part of the process in my mind of evaluating where I wanted to be and how I want to grow the business.
Did anything spur the relocation? Because Ontario to Alberta is a pretty big relocation. So, I've been to Ontario. I drove through Ontario last summer. I was like, okay, it's
a different beast.
It's different.
It's a different beast. It's a mix of things. It's change of pace in life.
Okay.
I like to hike. I like to bike. And this provides perfect area for that. I loved Calgary before moving here.
Okay.
So I'd come here during COVID because you couldn't travel a lot of places, and Banff was a place you could travel without a lot of
fair enough.
background hassle.
Yeah.
I came to Calgary, I think 4 or 5 times during COVID.
Okay. Wow.
And Banff.
Yeah.
And all that.
Oh yeah, the mountains. Everybody loves the mountains. So.
Yeah. So I loved it and thought, you know what? I'm in a stage in my life where I'm looking to grow the business in different markets. I'm also looking for some personal change in pace and lifestyle. And voila, here I am.
Okay, well, welcome.
Thanks.
So in your profession, how much of do you still have any workflow that's paper, or is it all electronic? I know you mentioned, AI or automation, which is what I've been able to handle with Don't Get Hacked. Is like I've automated everything, which I didn't have before when I had a different franchise. So now it's freed up a lot of my time for business development. So, but of course, the whole work, like all my tools changed a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So I had to start rebuild everything from scratch. So I no longer have any paper. It's all electronic. But not every industry is like that. A lot of people still rely on paper. So I am completely virtual and completely paperless. Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Okay.
There's no, I use e-signature platforms.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many tools available now, as you know.
Yes.
That you can easily be completely paperless.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So that runs into the technology question. You run into technology issues from time to time.
Yeah. So hardware wise, not a whole lot, nothing major. Because I operate 100% using cloud-based tools.
Yeah.
I don't run into situations where I lose data or things like that. I use a platform. I think you're familiar with Zoho for most of it.
Yeah, I love it. That's my CRM.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I use it for everything. And so I use it for everything from accounting to CRM to recruitment to social media posts to literally everything.
Everything. Okay.
And they integrate well, which I like. So I just, other than if a hardware goes down, I don't have an issue. I just buy new hardware.
Exactly. That's my suggestion to people. But some people get so in love with their laptop or their tech, they want it to last forever. And I'm like, you could do a couple upgrades, but when it's pushing 10 years old, you're just like, it's time to upgrade. But this is why. That's my specialty, right? Is pushing people towards the upgrades. So when it comes to, your own technology, are you a do-it-yourselfer?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, then that's the end of the questions. Most people aren't do-it-yourselfers. So, but
yeah, you want me to expand on that?
No, it's just, you're taking care of your own stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. So let me expand on that a little bit, I suppose. I don't know if it's the best thing that I'm a do-it-yourselfer because it.
Well, you also mentioned Ubuntu, and a lot of people are going to be like, "What is that?" So I know what you're talking about, but I just, some people are Windows users, some are Mac users, some are Linux users, and some are just using mobile devices to run their whole business. So, my job is usually business workflow documentation, data documentation. So in case flood, fire, theft, user error, hackers, we know how to rebuild your business. So it also includes documenting website technology, like where your leads, everybody's business is a little bit different. Some people completely rely all their leads on social media, and they don't have anything backed up. They don't have two-factor on. And then, of course, one thing happens and the whole business is gone.
Yeah.
Because that's where their main traffic source is. My main traffic source is offline networking, referrals. Of course, I do a lot of live streaming and advertising, but the ROI on that's been not something to sing home about. But I'm learning how do you catch people's attention and how do you get them to
recording.
Yeah. I didn't hit end because the last question that's not on here is if anybody's interest, if they need recruitment services or headhunting services, how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, the easiest way is through the website, foresightsearchsolutions.ca.
I'll put a little banner at the end of this with your website address and all that stuff. So website, phone number. Yeah,
and we have a 1-800 number and local number for Calgary and also for Toronto, depending on the market the person's in. But,
okay.
That's
I'm assuming you're looking for new clients all the time, or
new clients, but not just new clients on both sides of the equation. So companies looking to hire, employees looking for
perfect
positions as well. Even if I'll have a conversation with pretty much anyone, even if it's a short conversation with a job seeker, and say, let me just take a quick look at your resume, make some recommendations.
Because I'm pretty sure one of my clients asked, I had told him I met you, and then he's like, you should hook me up. And I was like, I don't think I've introduced you to yet. So, and he was one of my very first speed dating interviews. He's like, do you know anybody who can place me at a bunch of places? And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, I should be able to connect you with somebody I know, and hence it hasn't happened yet. So
yeah, and I can certainly have conversations around how to tailor a resume. Like I use ATS systems, applicant tracking systems.
Okay.
Most people create resumes based on just visual and put a bunch of information in.
Oh, I know.
Right. But this is 2023, and a lot of companies are using electronic automated screening systems, and you got to match keywords and you got to work through that process.
Okay.
So I use something called jobscan.co. Compare job description with resume.
Okay.
And it spits out a score, and then I tell people to align the score with the specific job description.
Okay.
So there's a lot of tools that are out there now.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Because usually when people have applied for, technology jobs, they're like, I've got 30 years of Microsoft Office experience and this and this and this. I'm like, just because it's on the resume doesn't mean that is actually your experience.
Right. And the resume was created 30 years ago. It's likely the one that's modified. It's a very different.
Oh, everybody's just using a Microsoft Word template.
It's a different world for resume development. Right. So, and it's only going to become with AI and all, it's only become more automated and more, you can tailor what you're putting out there resume wise to match what the employer's looking for on paper.
Okay. So, good tip. Good pro tip from Nathan. Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you for being a guest on
thank you so much.
YYC Business Speed Dating with Magic Mike. Anyway, I'm going to hit end recording and edit all this out.
Thank you for watching Season 2, Episode 2 of Business Speed Dating with MagicMike.com. Today's guest was Nathan Porter from ThorSiteSolutions.ca. He can take care of all your recruiting needs if you're a business owner, as well as he offers resume review and can help you with all those resume building skills. Check out his website. To promote your business or brand, book your Business Speed Dating interview with Magic Mike on our website, Business Speed Dating with MagicMike.com.